Hi, friends. Welcome to our webinar, Quick, Simple Tips to Improve Your Email Results in Constant Contact. I want to thank you all for joining us today. It is wonderful to get to work with each and every one of you. We are going to go ahead and get started right first off this morning. I want to get you out to your lunches and your businesses back on time. But before we dive into our session today, I wanted to let you know about all of the tools we have available to get your online marketing on track. We've got tools for creating great looking email marketing campaigns, easy to use email automation and welcome emails, list growth tools to help you grow your list, digital ads for Google, Facebook, and Instagram to help you find new customers and even build your email list, the ability to stay on top of your social media efforts. You can create posts and reply to social messages as well. SMS text marketing, which you can add to your plan in order to expand your marketing reach. Our events platform that will allow you to promote and manage your events and more. We've got all of these great tools, features, and our expert guidance you need to help you succeed all in one place. So now we're going to dive right into today's session. As a small business marketer, we know you're busy. You spend time designing, writing content, and formatting your emails, not to mention trying to run your business. It's not enough to just send an email campaign and hope they open it. Open rate is just one small part in measuring your email marketing results. You need to get them to take an action, something that's going to directly help you reach your goals, whether it's getting sales, increasing donations, or getting people to register for an event. So, how do you get more people to open your emails and take those actions you want them to take? That's why we put together a list of quick, simple tips you can implement to improve your email marketing results. That's what we're going to learn about today. So let's see more specifically about what we are going to learn today. So, first, it's important to understand where your email marketing results fall. That's why we'll start by setting expectations for your open and click rates. Then you'll learn 9 tips to help you improve your results. And lastly, I'll show you how to use those features within your Constant Contact account to get the most out of email marketing for your business or organization. Before we do get started, I would like to properly introduce myself. My name is Kelly Williams, and I am a personal marketing advisor here at Constant Contact. I've been with Constant Contact for the past 7.5 years, and I am experienced with online event, social media, and SMS text marketing. And I am extremely excited to bring this session to you all today. So first of all, I would like to point out some tabs up in the top right-hand corner of our webinar. So there is a question and answers tab up in the top right-hand corner that's going to be very important for you to be able to answer my questions and for you to ask your questions. And I can give you those answers through that chat. And there's also a handout tab as well that's going to be very important. It's going to be full of resources that you may need answers to questions that we're not able to get to today. All right, let's go ahead and go on with our webinar. First up, let's talk about what to expect for your results. How many of you already know the average open rate for the emails you've sent? Go ahead and share it with me in that question and answers tab we talked about, if you would, please. Good. I see Sarah says 40%. Jackson says they received 35% so far. Derek said the last email that they sent was 70%. That's fantastic. Good. When you first get started with email marketing, you may not know what to expect in terms of results. What is a good open rate? What is a good click-through rate? With that, it helps to understand what is considered an open for your email. Every email you send through Constant Contact includes a unique, transparent image that is a tracking pixel unique to your email. When someone downloads the images in your email or views it with images, it tracks as an open. And if someone isn't able to view the images in your email, but they click on a link, that will be tracked as well. So there is a very important note about your open rates and your open rate data. So starting February 2nd, the open rates displayed within your email reporting will be calculated based on your confirmed opens and will exclude proxy opens. Confirmed opens are opens we are certain were done by a person and not by a bot. If we can't be sure that a person did the opening, then the open is categorized as a proxy open. There are a couple of reasons an open would be categorized as a proxy open. Some email providers preload images to allow for quicker image loading. However, that does include the tracking pixel. So it is possible that the open is tracked before they open the email. Also, some mail apps like Apple Mail have a built-in privacy protections that can prevent us from tracking opens correctly. This protects the privacy of the email's recipient, but it also means that we can't reliably track these opens. If we can later determine that an open categorized as a proxy open was in fact performed by a person, we recategorize the open as a confirmed open. But otherwise, these opens are filtered out to prevent your open rate from being artificially inflated. When it comes to clicks, they are tracked when someone clicks on a link within your email. The click rate that you see on the reporting page is calculated by the number of clicks divided by the number of delivered emails. Knowing what your open and click rates are can help you have a baseline to compare these numbers to. Many people we talk to feel like they're not doing very well when in fact they are doing better than most. So let me give you some benchmarks so you'll have a better understanding of how well you're doing. Constant Contact has examined data from over 200 million emails and determined that average open rates are typically anywhere between 24 and 40%. And average click rates are usually anywhere between 1 and 3%. And while those numbers may seem low, they're actually pretty good. These are general ranges, but keep in mind that these rates can vary based on your industry as well. An overall average across all industries is 32.55% for the open rate and 2.03% for the click rate. While opens and clicks are a good place to start in measuring success, it's important not to focus entirely on those two metrics alone. The open and click rates are just a starting point to understand the impact of email marketing on your business goals. Now, as I mentioned before, there are circumstances where the open rate may not be 100% accurate. This is a challenge faced by all email marketing providers, and there will always be a margin of error of some sort with these statistics. It's more important to really focus on your end results and what you're asking them to do. Basically, are they doing it? That means you might look at things like your conversion rate or your return on investment, sales, or donations to determine where you can improve. Now that we've set your expectations in terms of results, you will know what areas of your marketing you will need to work on and which are successful. That brings us to our next section. Let's talk about how to actually influence better results for your email campaigns. I'm going to share 9 tips to help you improve your results. Did you know that it takes about 100 milliseconds for you to form an impression of someone? The truth is that your subscribers are forming impressions of your emails just as quickly. You don't have much time to capture your reader's attention, so you have to make it count. It all starts with what your readers see in the inbox, and you have to make it stand out among the hundreds of other emails that may already be in their inbox. This is where your header information of your email comes into play. It's your first and only chance to make a great first impression that makes them want to open your email. So, how do we get it just right? First, it's important to know that people open emails from senders they know and trust. So you want to make sure your from information is easily recognizable to your subscribers and that it remains consistent for every email you send. You don't want to cause confusion with your readers. Without a proper from name, your contacts will be less likely to even open your email. Some email programs display the from name while others display the from email address. So both fields are very equally important here. For most of you, the from name is going to be your company name. For the from email address, we suggest using an email address from your business domain. In our example here, the from name is displayed as Jack's Backyard Barbecue. All of their subscribers will recognize this name and know exactly who the email is from. Now, if you're using an email address from your business domain, you will need to enable email authentication within your Constant Contact account and work with your mail administrator to ensure your domain has a DMARC record. Yahoo and Google announced that they will be tightening up their policies on allowing unauthenticated mail into their systems. Constant Contact, we've been authenticating our customers' mail for over 10 years, but these recent changes mean there are a few more steps required in order to ensure delivery. And for more information on email authentication, go ahead and check out our handout up there in the Handouts tab for some additional resources. If you currently do not have a domain and send from a free email address such as Gmail, Yahoo, Hotmail, one of those, Constant Contact, we will automatically rewrite your from address to our own authentication domain of at shared1.ccsend.com. That way we do all the work for you. This will allow us to authenticate your email and also include a DMARC policy record so you can meet all of those new requirements. This domain can be customized and you will be promoted to do so in your account if you haven't already done that. Now, there are a couple of other fields that are very, very, very important here in your header information. So, tip 2 is to capture their attention with your subject line. Once your reader trusts the sender, they're going to look at the subject line to see if they want to open the email. The subject has to entice them to open the email, and it needs to be short and sweet, especially when people get it in their mobile inbox. So it's very, very important that if you send an email out, you always want to check your subject line and pre-header with every email that you send. If you make a copy of one of your previous emails, you want to make sure you change that subject line and pre-header. I recommend doing that first because if you forget to change the subject line and pre-header and they see, oh, I just got this email last week, guess what? They're gonna delete that email. So you want that subject line and pre-header is very, very important. So please tell me, how long do you think a subject line should be? Please share your guess with me in our question and answers tab there, please. Okay, Derek says 4 to 5 words. Jerica says 7 words. Shannon says 4 to 7 words. Fantastic. So from our research, we found emails with the highest open rate to have a subject line of about 4 to 7 words or up to 40 characters. With such little space to work with, you have to use those words and characters wisely. So you have to get creative to entice your readers. Here are just a few ideas to spark your creativity. Using you or your will make your email feel more personal to your audience. You can even test adding in contact details into the subject line to customize it with their name. One example subject line might look something like schedule your consultation today. Another option is to create a sense of urgency. This is my favorite one to use. Maybe last chance, register by Friday. That when you create a sense of urgency, that makes them want to open that email immediately. You can also make your readers laugh with a joke. In this case, an example could be read between the lines. And for my nonprofits out there, if you can pull at their heartstrings with an emotional subject line like take 5 minutes to help fight hunger, that's going to capture their attention as well. You can also pick their interest and tease them a bit with something such as you don't want to miss this. Next, you can be inquisitive and ask your readers a question with a headline such as, are your investments working for your business? And last but not least, another one of my very favorite ones is try incorporating numbers. Numbers attract attention as our brains are naturally drawn to digits. So a good thing to do is to create that sense of urgency as well as add numbers into the subject line. Like say, for instance, a date. Like if you're having an event, maybe a date that they have to register by. That not only creates a sense of urgency, but it also incorporates those digits within the subject line. All of those are great. And while you want your email to stand out in the inbox, there are also a few things you want to avoid. After all of your work, you don't want your email to end up in a spam filter. So first, you want to avoid words such as free, guarantee, and spam. There are always alternate words for those. Like for free, you could use complimentary. It's also important to stay away from certain phrases. For instance, be amazed. Your income, subject to credit approval, earn $2,000 per week, and act now. And finally, you want to stay away from all capital letters, excessive punctuation marks, and too many symbols. Spammers use a variety of these tactics in their subject lines, so be sure to avoid these things in order to land in your subscriber's inbox. Now let's talk about another important field in your header information to improve your results. Does anyone know what this piece of information is that we have highlighted on the screen here? Please tell me in our question and answers tab there. Jason says pre-subject line. Jackson says pre-header. Lizzie says pre-header. Exactly. Tip 3 is to entice your reader to open the email with the pre-header text and use it as an extension of your subject line. This text shows up directly below or after the subject line in the inbox. Research shows that proper use of pre-header text is one of the most effective ways to increase your open rate. We recommend writing pre-header text that is between 5 to 8 words or up to 90 characters. All email programs and devices will show different lengths of your pre-header, so you just make sure the most important information is at the very beginning of it. You can use any of the subject line ideas we talked about a few minutes ago to also write a great pre-header text for your emails. All components of your header information should all work together for the best results. Your from information should be easily recognizable, and then your subject and pre-header text should work together to entice people to open your email. Your subject line should be short and catchy, whereas your pre-header text is your chance to elaborate and give some more detail. In this example from motivational speakers, they use the subject line, "Don't miss October's speaker." You'll notice for the supporting pre-header text, they use the call to action technique when they say RSVP today. They also created a sense of urgency by adding space as limited. Here's another example from Everything Office Supply. Their subject line is "Save up to 30% on school supplies." They use the pre-header text to tease content by letting readers know there's a coupon inside. They also create a sense of urgency by including an expiration date for that coupon. These are just a couple examples you can follow for the header of your next email campaign. Like I said before, it's not enough to just get your subscribers to open the email. You have to get them to take that action once they open it. That's why you need to take time to really think about what you want your readers to do after reading your email campaign. That is your call to action. Tip 4, every email should have one call to action that can be tied back to whatever goal you set. Keep in mind, you don't want to provide your subscribers with too many options. Just keep your email simple to encourage people to click and take action from your email. All you really need is a picture, paragraph, and a call to action. This simple email design that we have here will make your email easy to read and encourage your subscribers to take action. Let's talk about the essential elements that the body of your email needs. First, we need to add a supporting image to visually grab your reader's attention and draw them down into your message. Additionally, you want to make this image clickable to the same place as your call to action, which provides a larger area for your subscribers to click, especially when they open the email on a mobile device. Furthermore, you might try adding some text to your picture using the image editor within your account. It's a great way to catch your reader's attention even more. Next, you need to add a headline that describes what you're offering. Underneath that, your message body should explain how will it help your reader. You typically only need about 3 to 5 sentences that give your subscribers the information they need to take that action. And don't forget to add a button and use the button text to tell your readers exactly what it is you want them to do next. Make sure you use action-oriented words. Think of things like register by April 1st, get my free copy, book your appointment today, or donate to save a life. You'll also want to make your button stand out by using one of your brand colors and ensure your readers can easily see the call to action. So now you have tips to optimize the body of the email itself. There are also a few things you'll want to keep in mind about your overall email marketing strategy to improve your results. So let's take a look at that. Let me start by asking you to think about your own inbox. What do you do with the emails that don't apply to you? Go ahead and please tell me in our question and answers tab there. Jason deletes them? Sometimes I delete them, and if I have time, I'll unsubscribe to them as well. Jerica deletes them as well. So and Shannon unsubscribes. That's why sending targeted emails is so important. Tip number 5. When people don't receive relevant information, they're likely to just delete your message or even unsubscribe. That can add up to a lot of wasted time and effort. Sending targeted relevant emails will certainly help you get the most out of your time and effort when you use it to send relevant content. You'll get more opens and clicks, and that means they're more likely to make a purchase or a donation. Plus, stats show that targeted emails have been known to generate as much as 58% of all revenue. Now, in order to send the right message to the right people, you have to understand your readers. How many of you have heard of the term segmenting or segmentation? Go ahead and let me know in our question and answers tab there if that is a term that you're familiar with. Good, good. I see a few of you. So, by dividing your contacts, Shannon's familiar with it. I know if I have any of my clients attending today, I know they're very familiar with it. That is a subject that I feel is extremely important. So, by dividing your contacts into what we call segments or groups of contacts, you're categorizing similar people together. The segments you identify have similar needs, wants, or demand characteristics. Segmenting allows you to create targeted content based on those categories, thereby increasing your chances of them opening your email and taking action. It helps to see a few examples on how you can segment your email list. You can really segment your email list based on anything you know about your contacts. Think about things such as demographics or characteristics. This might include looking at their age, gender, marital status, or even income. One example that I have with working with my clients, I work with doctors, nurses, therapists, life coaches. I work with basically all small businesses. So, with my nurses, doctors, life coaches, and therapists, they might like to segment their contacts according to their age or their marital status, specifically for my therapists. Doctors like to segment their people according to their age, especially, if they're a certain type of doctor, maybe they're geriatric or pediatric, or maybe they do all ages, but they like to segment them according to their age. Now, depending on your business, you might also consider your subscribers' geographic location. You could split them up based on their zip code, city, state, or even the store location that's closest to them. So my clients that I work with that are in real estate, especially if they have properties all over a huge state like California, Texas, or Florida, they like to segment their clients according to where they would like to buy a home in, or where they would like to sell their home in, or what state or what county. You can also segment based on their behaviors or patterns and how they interact with your business. This can include their purchases. However, you can also utilize where they click within your email. That's where click segmentation, our click segmentation feature, comes into play. You can automatically add contacts to a list based on where or what they click on within your email campaign. So an example here, a cosmetic boutique might send one discount to customers who click on a button in that email to buy makeup, and another discount to those who click on a different button to buy hair care products. So now you've got some ideas to help you segment and send relevant targeted emails. For even more information on segmentation, we do offer a free webinar called How to Segment Your Email List in Constant Contact. And I'll be sharing a link a little later to that webinar page. Keep an eye out for that segmentation webinar if you're looking for some additional information. For now, we're going to move on to the next tip to improve your email results. Tip 6. This is where we need to find a balance between communicating on a regular basis to stay top of mind with your readers and sending too much. Nothing can be more frustrating to a subscriber than receiving too many emails. It's a good way to get people to unsubscribe. On the other hand, you need to ensure that you're sending enough to where they don't forget about you. People are busy, so if you wait too long to communicate, you risk the chance of them forgetting that they signed up to your mailing list, which increases the chance that they mark your email as spam. When determining your frequency, there's a few things you want to keep in mind. First, we want to consider our audience. What do you know about their routines? When does your message have the best chance of reaching them? When they have a moment to spare. A majority of people are checking emails on their mobile phones these days, so they don't even need to be at home or sitting in front of their computer to check their emails anymore. Honestly, the only emails I check on my computer at my desk is my work emails. As you're getting started, you can try a few different days and times and see when your audience is taking the most action. If there's a time of day when you're getting a lot of sales, seeing a lot of event registrations, or hearing from your readers, then that would be a good day and time to send moving forward. But you want to make sure to keep it consistent. This also goes back to tip 5, where we were just talking about segmentation as well, because different groups are going to be receptive to different amounts of emails. One example is that if you're a real estate agent, someone who's actively looking to buy a house is going to be more receptive to more emails versus someone who just bought a new house with you last year. Also, think about your goals and information you're sending out. With time-based promotions, people need to be reminded of your promotions because we're busy. Some of your subscribers will jump at the opportunity right away, but those who miss out might be more likely to join you the next time they get a chance. Another thing you can do is set expectations. When your subscribers are signing up, let them know at that time when they can expect to receive your emails, whether it's a monthly newsletter, bi-monthly promotions, or weekly updates. When your readers know when to expect your emails, they will look forward to your messages and expect to see them in your inbox. In turn, you will have a sending schedule pre-planned already. And at the very least, you should plan to send at least once a month. You don't want to send any less than that because then your contacts may forget about you and the fact that they signed up for your emails. Now we're going to move on to tip number 7. That is to send at the right time. Ideally, you want to target a day and time that your contacts are most likely to open. This can vary based on your industry and even the demographics of your email subscribers. When you can send your email at a time that your audience is less inundated with tons of emails, they'll be more likely to open and read yours. Within your account, you'll be able to identify trends that are specific to your own audience by viewing your opens report. When you look at the list of people who opened, look on the right side for the date and time column. In this case, we notice that most people opened on Monday, August the 6th in the morning and early afternoon. On our next email, we can try sending on a Monday around 10 a.m. We'll check the open report for our different emails to see if we notice any different trends and adjust accordingly. Now that leads us into tip number 8, which is to manage your bounces. A bounce occurs when an email isn't able to be delivered and it identifies email addresses that are not effective. An internet service provider or ISP will look at your bounce rate and determine whether your email gets delivered. That's why removing bounces protects your sending reputation to keep your deliverability high. Bounces happen for a variety of reasons, and in order to effectively remove your bounces, it's important to understand the different types. There are 7 types of bounces, so I'm going to provide a brief overview of what each means. Don't worry about writing any of this down. I'll share a handout at the end that includes a link to an FAQ where you can reference all of this information again. So first up, there are 3 types we recommend to remove. Removing these bounces on a regular basis will help you to maintain a healthy sending reputation online and save you money in the future. Non-existent bounces happen when the contact's ISP says that an email address doesn't exist. Oftentimes, this could be due to a typographical error in the email address, or maybe that person has left the company. The next is called suspended. Sending an email to the same non-existent addresses over and over can poorly impact your delivery rate. To help with this, addresses that consistently bounce as non-existent are placed on an internal hold to prevent sending to them again. The last type that we recommend to remove is called undeliverable, which is basically like a busy signal. When the email was sent, the internet service provider didn't respond. Constant Contact will attempt to send to these addresses for up to 3 days, and if there's still no response, we label it as a bounce in your report. There are 4 other types that you'll want to review within this report. You don't necessarily need to remove these bounces. However, it's a good idea to try reaching out another way to get a new email address from these contacts so they can receive your emails in the future. If you aren't able to obtain a new email address for them, then you can remove these as well. When an email bounces as blocked, the internet service provider has decided not to deliver it for some reason. In some cases, the ISP thinks the email is spam due to something within the email triggering it to get blocked. The mailbox full and auto reply bounce categories are pretty self-explanatory. However, when an auto reply is on, the email is delivered to the inbox, but it shows as a bounce to let you know. When the other category is triggered, it basically means the message can't be delivered and doesn't fit any of the other categories. Remember, removing non-existent, undeliverable, and suspended bounces will help you maintain a healthy sending reputation online and save you money in the future. And I'll show you how to remove your bounces in just a moment. That leads us into our last tip, which is to resend important emails to non-openers. No matter how hard you try to keep people engaged, not everyone is going to open every email. Constant Contact has a feature that allows you to automatically resend an email to those who didn't open it the first time. And I'll show you how to find and use that feature in just a few minutes. But I have some tips to keep in mind when you do use this tool. First, you only want to resend important emails. You don't want to resend every one of them. Second, test out different timing to see what works best for your audience. For time-sensitive emails, you can have it resend as soon as 24 hours later. And for informational emails, we suggest waiting a few more days. You have the option to wait up to 10 days later. Of all the contacts who will open your email, 89% will open within the second day of receiving it, and 93% open by the third day. So our suggestion would be to wait for the 4th day to resend, because that will ensure you're less likely to resend an email to someone who is already going to open it, which could be seen as spam and result in complaints or unsubscribes. You do also get to choose the time that it will send out. So like we said before, use your reporting to find the best time to send, and then you can set it up to send at that time. Lastly, the feature gives you the ability to use a different subject line to catch their attention better. You could try adding last chance, reminder, or even don't forget to the subject line. Be sure to test it out and see what works best for your audience. And that's it. Those are the 9 tips that will help you to improve your email marketing results. Now I'm going to go ahead and log into our live Constant Contact account so I can show you how to remove your bounces and use the features that will help you segment your list. So let me pull up our account here. I'm going to start by reviewing our reporting page with you and showing you how to determine the best time to send based on your reporting. So some of you have the menu over here on the left. Some of you may have the menu up at the very top. If you have the menu on the left, we're going to drop down to reporting and we're going to click on that reporting tab. If you have it up at the top, you should see a reporting tab up at the top. If you don't see that tab, there should be 3 dots to the right of those tabs. You'll click on that and click on reporting. So now here on this reporting page, we can get a summary of our email's performance over time. So here we're able to see the number of emails sent, delivered, bounced, unsubscribed, along with the average open and average click rates compared to my industry. Then if we scroll down a little bit, we have opens by device. And we have our top performing and low performing campaigns by open and click rate. We could review the reporting there, especially the high performing ones, so we know what we're doing right. But let's scroll down to this table of statistics, and we're going to click on the blue hyperlink number for opens for Jack's Barbecue promotion. So we're going to click on the number 9 for the opens. And I'm sorry it's taking a moment. So I'm going to click on combined here, and I'm going to click on my original send, and I'm going to click on my opens here. So I'm going to click on the number 2 here. I'm sorry it's taking so long. Okay, so now here's where you can look in the right-hand column for the date and time right here on the right, that each contact opened that email. This is where you can look for trends to determine a better day and time to send your future emails. So now let's switch gears and talk about the next tip, which is how to manage your bounces. So I'm going to go back to email details. And I am going to click on combined here. And then we're going to see our original send. And we can click on our bounces. I see we have 7 bounces here. And if we click on those bounces, it will bring us to the bounce page. So that way we can see all the bounce types. So now we see all of our bounce types in this column here. Now, one thing that I recommend is filtering these by all types and recommended for removal. So that way it takes out those vacation auto replies and mailbox full. These are the contacts now that we'll want to remove from our list because they are not helping us to reach our email marketing goals. Now, it's important to know that many times an email address may bounce due to a typographical error. So you have the ability to go in and change that email with the typographical error. So let's say we have a problem with our onboarding webinars at endurance.com here. So what I would do is I would click on these three dots and edit, and this will open up our contact information. So that way we can change that email address there. And then once we retype it, you have to retype it instead of copying and pasting it. And then you'll click on save. It'll save that correct information. Let's say if there is an email address showing up as suspended, such as Kyle's here, you see it's in a suspend state, but you know that is a valid email address, you can remove it from our global block list one time. So all you have to do is click on these three dots and unsuspend. And that will allow another email to go through. So let's say we want to remove one or multiple bounced emails. All we have to do is click on the boxes to the left of these email addresses. And then we would click on, or you can select all of them. You can also click on actions and delete. And then you would confirm that deletion. But I'm not going to delete our emails here because we need them for our webinars. Now, if you want to see other types of bounces, you can change this drop down that says recommended for removal. And you can see all of your other bounces here, all of your other bounce types. And as you can see, it is pretty quick and simple to manage your bounces. Remember, it's important to do this on a regular basis to maintain a good online sending reputation, and you want to keep good quality contacts within your account. Plus, you'll have more room for positive growth in your email list. Now, I want to go ahead and switch gears and show you the resend to non-openers. You'll find it on the schedule page of a regular email campaign. So we're going to go to campaigns over on the left-hand side. The people that have the tabs up at the top, you'll go to marketing and all campaigns. Now, any of these campaigns that we have created in our account are going to have the resend to non-openers option. So I'm going to choose our cycling club promo with today's date email to show you. So I'm going to go over and click on these three dots. I'm going to go straight to the scheduling page. It's going to pop up and flash a calendar, and then it will bring up your options. So I'm going to, so now on this page, you'll choose all of your sending options. You can choose who and when you want it to send. So for now, I'm going to send to our general interest list. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click in this block with the search bar, and I'm going to choose my general interest list. And we're going to schedule this to go out on Friday. So I'm going to schedule for later, click my calendar bar, and I'm going to schedule it to go out on Friday, January 16th at 10:30 a.m. Once you've selected those options, you can check this box under automatic resends. We're going to check the resend to non-openers box. This allows you to automatically resend your email after a certain number of days. So you can choose to resend it anywhere between 3 and 10 days after the original send. Now remember, you want to choose a timing based on your email's objective. So since this is a promotional email, I'm going to choose the date 4 days from my original send date. So I'm going to choose for it to go out on Tuesday, January 20th And I'm going to choose a 1 p.m. send time to test out an afternoon send. Now down here is the default subject line that it gives. So again, think about the content and change it up a bit to try to catch their attention. This is for a promotion, so I'm going to put "don't forget" instead of "reminder" in front of the subject line. And now I'm going to click on confirm or schedule, and then done. And now the email is ready to go out. And you see on your marketing calendar here that you scheduled that to go out. So now I'm going to go ahead and show you the other side of this. I want to show you how it looks within your report. So I'm going to go back to our reporting tab. Remember, you guys, with the tabs up at the top, you'll either click on your reporting tab or click on the 3 dots and then reporting. And we're going to go back to Jack's Barbecue promotion. So I'm going to scroll down. And I'm going to click on that email. And now we can see, once it comes up, we can see a breakdown of results. So now let's say we want to see our original send. So I'm going to click on original send. And you see we had 2 opens of this email on the original send. And then if I go up here and click the drop down again and click on resend, you'll see that I had 8 opens on the resend. You can also see your clicks down here on the resend, but you want to make sure that you use this drop down here under where it says performance. Now, this feature is a great way to increase your subscribers taking action on important emails. You'll be able to test out the different timings and subject lines so you can see what works best to increase your engagement. And now that's it, my friends. Those are all of the features you'll want to be sure to utilize to improve your email marketing results. They are easy to use, and once you use them a few times, you'll be a pro and have much better results. Now, with the resend and non-openers, I do want to give you a very important message. Your constant contact plan determines which of those features that you have access to in your account. So in order to see a breakdown of your plan, or if you need to upgrade or downgrade, you can click on your name in the upper right-hand corner or your business name of the account, and you can choose plans and pricing. And for more information, you can check out our handout for some additional resources. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start to wrap up our session today. It is getting close, and I want to get you out to your businesses again and your lunches. To recap, understanding how to improve your email marketing is going to help you get results for your business or organization, whether that is more sales, donations, or more supporters or clients. And don't forget about those 9 tips to improve your open and click rates. Remember, those are: make your from information recognizable, capture attention with your subject line, enhance your subject line with pre-header text, encourage them to take action, send the right messages to the right people through segmentation, adjust your sending frequency, send at the right time, keep your list clean with good quality contacts, so you want to clean up those bounces, Utilize the resend and non-openers features on important emails. We've got a handout that you can download that has these 9 tips and some resources you can reference in the future. All you have to do is just look for that handout icon on the right side, upper right side of your screen to open the handout and save it to your desktop so you can reference it later. And don't forget, we're here to help. Whether you need help putting together your marketing plan with an expert, coming up with content, list growth strategies, or just need someone to do the work for you, we have marketing services that can be personalized to fit your needs and goals. We have 3 different levels of marketing services. This is the team that I work on. As your dedicated marketing advisor, we will make it easy for you throughout the account setup process and beyond as we work with you to strategize, develop, and implement a successful marketing plan. We create marketing strategies and marketing plans for our clients every single day. Rates start as low as $60 per month. Go ahead and take a look at the pop-up at the bottom of your bottom left of your screen that I'm getting ready to send out for you. For a link. On that page, you can find information on each of the levels of service and schedule a free service consultation to determine which level of service is right for you. And I'm also going to put it in the top right of your screen as well. All right, my friends, it is questions time. Please keep in mind that we have a lot of people joining us today. I'm going to try my best to get all of your questions answered. However, if I don't happen to get to your question, please keep in mind that we have a lot of resources to help, which I'll talk about in a few minutes. While everyone is typing in their questions, I wanted to let you know about our upcoming webinar called Getting Started with Automated Messages in Constant Contact. This is another free webinar session that's a great webinar to follow up with in order to learn how to save yourself some time by automating your email marketing and continuing to see great results. I'm going to go ahead and send out that pop-up in the bottom left of the corner of the chat, and you can find our full webinar scheduled there. Find a session that works for you, and even if you're not able to attend, we'll send you a free recording of it. All right, let's take a look at those questions. Derek has the question, how am I able to change my subject line other than on the scheduling page? That is a great question. So I'm going to pull up our Constant Contact account here. And I'm going to go back to our email campaign that we were using a few minutes ago. And I'm going to unschedule this one. And you have a couple of ways that you can change it. Just like when we changed it before on the scheduling page, you can also open the email up. And when it comes up for us, if you click up here where it has the subject line and their pre-header, you can click on it. You can change your subject line here and your pre-header here. You can also do recommended subject lines. It'll pull a good recommended subject line according to whatever information that you have within the email. And you can also do recommended pre-headers as well, which is really cool. Great question. And then you would just click on save. All right, my friends, I don't see any other questions coming in. I do, again, want to get you out to your lunches and your businesses back on time. As we wrap up today, I want to ensure you have the resources you may need as you're getting started with Constant Contact. If you have any questions about the topics we've discussed in today's session or want further guidance as you're getting started, we have a variety of resources to help. And I'll include that link in the follow-up email along with the handout and the recording. Check out our new customer hub at constantcontact.com/get-started to find quick video tutorials, on-demand courses, more live webinars, and even a link to our live Ask a Trainer drop-in sessions for instant answers and guidance. You can also access the help link at the top right of your account to find even more resources, such as our full knowledge base of FAQs, guides, more tutorials, and even find information to contact our support team. We would also love to get your feedback when you close out of the webinar today. You'll see a survey. If you wouldn't mind, please just take a few moments to share your feedback with us. That not only tells us how we're doing as a personal speaker, but it also, if something you feel may need to be changed within the webinar, we can try and have that done for you. All right, my friends, I want to thank you so much for joining us for our webinar today. It was great working with each and every one of you, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye now.